Okay, so the past, the present, and the future walk into a bar. It was tense. Okay, so this video is about the future tenses. For the people in 4ASO, this topic can be found in your iBook on page 14 in section 4 called Beauty is Only Skin Deep. Now, for my friends in the 5th year of Commerce or Accounting, this topic is part of Unit 3 on page 15 and 16. So, some statistics about the future tenses. There are 6 future tenses in total. 3 of them you already know, and these 3 we're going to revise in this video today. So, let your inner fortune teller run free and let's dive into the future together. The big chief of all the future tenses is definitely the simple future or the future simple, because you can use it in 5 different situations. Now, small tip, if on an exam or a test you have absolutely no idea which tense to fill in, then choose the simple future. Since you use it for so many things, chances are that it will be correct. Now, the first rule for the simple future is that you use it for situations that will definitely happen somewhere in the future. This is because the situations are out of your control. In next year I will turn 16, for example. That is something that you don't really have a say in. You maybe want to stay 15 forever, but that is out of your control. The second rule is about what we call predictions, things that you predict will happen in the future. When mom hears this, she will freak out. It's, for example, a prediction about your mother, how your mother is going to react. However, your prediction is actually just based upon what you think will happen, so it is not really based upon real evidence, so it is a little bit less certain. It's more about what you think or imagine will happen. And this difference will be important later on in the video. The simple future is also often used for immediate decisions. You will then have to decide on the spot in a matter of seconds what you're going to do. If, for example, the phone is ringing, you have to decide on the spot, I will get it. So that is what we call an immediate decision. It's not really a plan, it's more something that you have to decide on the spot. A fourth rule related to the simple future is that you can also use it for an opinion in the future. Often this rule is combined with verbs such as to expect, to hope, to think. If you, for example, say, I really hope she will not take it too seriously, you express a hope or an opinion that you have about something in the future. Lastly, if you want to make a promise about something that you will certainly do for somebody else in the future, you also use the simple future. The eternal promise, okay mom, I promise I will clean my room, is, for example, also expressed in the simple future. Time for our second future tense, the going to future. The going to future is a little bit more straightforward because you use it for only 2 situations. And the first one is for intentions and plans. An intention implies that you have more time to think about something that you are going to do in the future. And it is therefore very different from an immediate decision because for that one you need to decide in a couple of seconds. For example, during the holidays, we're going to paint the kitchen. You're making plans, thinking about what you're going to do in, for example, a couple of weeks. So you have some time to think it over. A second rule for the going to future, again, deals with predictions. But these predictions are, however, a little bit different from the simple future predictions. For the going to future, you actually base yourself upon facts, upon evidence, or things that you can see. So your prediction is in the going to future, which is a little bit more certain than the simple future version. For example, look at those clouds. It is going to rain. You base yourself upon the clouds that you see, so you have like real evidence that it is probably going to rain. Moving on to our third future tense, the present continuous. Wait, the present continuous as a future tense? The present continuous? Well, that's right, this is English at its finest. Despite what you might think, the present continuous can be used for future situations. We use it for what we call definite arrangements. Now, an arrangement is, for example, some sort of an appointment, a reservation, an event, basically things that you need to plan and take care of before they can actually happen. Definite means that there is like a 90% chance that your appointment will actually take place. In, for example, my boyfriend and I are getting married in a couple of weeks. The event is a marriage. And of course, a wedding implies a lot of preparations. Once prepared, the chances of it happening are pretty high. So that is what we call a definite arrangement in the near future. Same for the second example sentence. I am meeting an old friend for dinner tonight at that nice restaurant downtown. And it is an arrangement that you've made with your old friend, so you want to meet up. Also, it is at a restaurant that you've probably made a reservation for. So that is what makes it a definite arrangement in the near future. Now, as you might have noticed, the future tenses have very specific rules, but it's actually pretty easy to mix them up and get confused. So let's end this video with a small comparison of the three sentences. Some of the future tenses you use for situations that are more uncertain, while others are pretty likely to take place and are a little bit more certain. Now, I would say that generally, the simple future is generally used for uncertain situations, since it deals with immediate decisions, predictions, out of imagination, promises, and future opinions. Now, I must say one exception to this is, however, the first rule that we have seen for the simple future, basically for future events that will certainly happen, that were out of your control. This one, I would say, is not really uncertain. It's actually the opposite. It is pretty certain. So this is like your only exception. Now, the going to future is used for situations that are a little bit more certain, such as plans or predictions that are based upon evidence. So they're more likely to happen because you really have the evidence that you base yourself upon. Now, lastly, if you're like 90% sure that your event will happen, you most likely need to use the present continuous, since you are dealing with a definite arrangement. Now, the best way to actually fully understand the future tenses is to prepare lots and lots of exercises on it. So go back to your syllabus and practice with the exercises. And I will see you next time. Bye!